Hello. Sorry, I'm dealing with some technical difficulties and a kitty who wants attention, so of course, um, let's see here. Come on, Nabs. Alrighty. Let's see if I can grab the chat. Hello, everyone. I hope your morning is going well. There we go. I've got it. Ha. Alright. So, hi everyone. Hi Daria and Susie. Alright, Susie. Let's see here. So Susie's going to become one of our new moderators. Right, Susie? This is the right account? Let's see here. Okay. So we were working on this drawing a little while ago, and I just want to keep going on it. So let's get this all. Yay! All right, so let's make you a moderator. Thank you so much for volunteering. All right. Yeah, I've just been taking volunteer moderators because I had a couple of trolls in the chat, and it gets distracting. So let's do that. Okay. So good morning, Patricia and Andrea. All right. So let's see here. Where were we with this? I don't really. I guess we were doing the clothing. Let's grab a scrap here. Good morning, Debbie. Great to see everyone. So while I'm getting ready, let me know in the chat if you're working on something or what your work in progress is, like even if you're not working on it right at this moment. So it's funny, since I last live streamed, I actually rearranged my pencil case, so now I don't know where I put my colors. This is gonna be interesting. I should have done that after we were done the drawing. Let's see here. I started a different drawing, and so I added different colors to my case. I know I have the ones I was using. I was careful about that, but they're in a different order now, so I'm a little thrown off. Oh, you're working on this one too? That's great. You'll have to show us when you're done too. Oh, Turn to Misfits. That's a really cute book. I love Beckett. Okay, Beckett Smith. Let's see. I think I'm just pulling the colors I think we were using. I think we were using Copenhagen Blue and True Blue. So I do remember that. And I remember we were using Burnt Ochre. So I think those are good. I should have looked. Let's see. I think also we were working on ultramarine. I think so. Ultramarine for the cool parts. Oh, Susie swatching. What did you get? Hello, Melody. Nice to see you. All right. Thank you for your lovely order. Let's see here. Aha, lucky, lucky. All right, so I think the colors we were using, I'm going to show you here, but also while we're going through, we were using 943, 903, 906, and 902. So let's continue working on the clothing. Good morning, Jacqueline. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. So let's keep working on the clothing, and then I would really love to hopefully complete this today. So let's see how far we get. So for the clothing, I was talking about color theory because this is a really good way. This is a really good example of color theory and how light and cool colors work together. So what's fun is I'm going to zoom in a little so you can see better. Is that good? Yeah, it should be okay. So we were using the warm colors. So what's fun is, let's actually do a quick swatch just so that you can see. Oh, here comes Miss Abby. Of course, it's funny is when I schedule a live stream of everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Hello, sweetheart. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out just in case she. Hello, Joey. Just in case she. All right, we're good. She's just checking it out. She's good. All right, you good kitty. So we let's see. Oh, congratulations. You know, I quit smoking a long time ago. It is one of the hardest things I've ever done in my entire life. So good for you. Polys, Durer, watercolor pencils. Oh goodness. Well, you've got a haul. That's great. Enjoy your swatching. So let's do a slightly. We're talking about color theory, so let's do a slightly. I'm just gonna do a lighter version of this too, just so it might be easier to tell the difference. So what's fun is even so blue is a cool color in the color wheel. But even within the blue spectrum, there's warm and cool. So you can see ultramarine is a cool blue and Copenhagen blue is a warm blue. Oh, yes, please. That's not a problem at all. Guys, please do visit each other's channels. Susie has a wonderful channel. So yeah, go visit each other and subscribe. Let's all support each other. There's nothing wrong with that. So a warm blue and a cool blue of each color in the color wheel. So it's funny, everything has a color temperature. So when we want to cool something off, you can use a cool blue so we were using Copenhagen blue, which is a warm blue. But we can use ultramarine, which is a cool blue, to cool off certain areas like shadows. I use cool colors. So we're just going to go in to the shadowy spots of her shirt, just like we did here with this choker here. So when last we were talking, we were trying to figure out, hello, Cat and Paste. Good to see you. Good morning. So when we were last talking, we were trying to figure out what color the roses should be. And I keep going back and forth between yellow, which would be beautiful. That's okay, Melody. Oh, I hope the doggy is okay. No problem. Lurkers are welcome too. We were trying to decide whether the roses should be yellow, which would be the complement of blue, or if we should do a red rose, like in Belle and Beauty and the Beast. So I'm like, I like the red idea a lot, but then yellow would be really pretty too. So if you have any strong feelings about it, you can put it in the chat and let me know why. Let's see here. Am I missing someone? Hello, Christy. If I'm missing anyone, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Let me see here. Oh yay, the pastel pencils. Why aren't you gonna swatch them? Because they're just gonna get messy. Yeah, I just got these pan pastels. Here, I'll show you guys. So this is something I'll be working on. We'll take a little break for a second and I'll show you. This is something I'll be working with later in my channel, and I got this little bag because it looked like makeup to me when I got it, so I was like, I'll just get a little makeup bag. And so I got the skin tone set from a lovely fan. They provided these to me, so I'm going to oh gosh, the only thing I don't like about these is that when they screw together, they're kind of tricky. But yeah, I've got all the different skin tones, so I think we'll be using these at some point in the channel. I have to get the hang of it first, though. I haven't had a chance to use them, but I will, hopefully this week. And they got a whole bunch of these little like sponges and stuff like that. So I'm not quite sure how it works, but I'll figure it out. I'll look at some YouTube channels and see what's going on with these. So that's exciting. I have never used pastel pencils, so I can't really give a judgment on that. The small tray. Do you mean like the palette? It came with a palette. It's just in a different spot because it couldn't fit in that little bag. It came with like a little like plastic tray that will hold them. Is that what you mean? I don't know. Good morning, Dee Dee. Hello. Let's see who else is in the chat. Hello, Selena. And Candy. Let's see. Am I missing someone? I'm sorry if I am. I don't mean to. So let's get back to this here. Where were we? Oh, that's right. We're doing the shadows in her clothing here. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you can follow along with the videos, Loxney, and learn with us if you like. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. We don't bite. And so we're using a cool color for the shadows. I picked up my ultramarine blue again. Let's see. I hope you guys can see this okay. Yeah, I think so. Yes, I haven't tried pastel pencils, but that would be something in the future for sure, because I've seen people use them. They look beautiful. There's so many mediums out there. Alright, let's see here. And yeah, at this moment I'm having a sale on my Etsy shop, so if you have been holding out, you can definitely head over there and get a little discount. I'm doing that because it's springtime and I was in such a good mood. I was out taking a walk. I go on these nature hikes with my mom every Saturday morning, and it was just so beautiful, and I was like, I'm in such a good mood. Let me give everybody a discount. It's so funny. I'm a little weirdo. But yeah, we have so much fun. It's like our weekly tradition. I go and pick her up, or she comes and picks me up, depending on which park we go to. We go to national parks and like hiking trails in the woods. And we just go and have some good quality time, getting some exercise and enjoying nature. So that's really fun. I'm gonna do this little thing right back there too. So that gives it a lot of depth. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very, very close to my mom and my sister. We're a very tight-knit little family, and I like the weeks when I don't see my mom, it's funny because like I miss her so much, you know, like we just talk about everything, what happened during the week, you know, how we're feeling, what's going on. So like when we don't get to talk, I'm like, I wonder how she's doing, and like it's not the same as talking on the phone. So and my mom's not really a phone talker. She doesn't like it. So I'm also gonna take this ultramarine and just deepen up the shadow right under her choker here, and just give it a little bit more darkness. Now I'm trying to be careful here because it's easy to go overboard, but I just want to give it a little bit more contrast. Okay. Let's also deepen up some of the shadows in this little ruffly, sleeve kind of dealio. Oh, that's great, Patricia. Hello, Brenda. Good morning. Oh, thank you so much, lady. I just love hanging out with you guys. This is a highlight of my week now. And it's funny, I used to be scared to live stream, but now I love it. So it's great how you can get used to something and then it turns into a passion. But yeah, now after we're done this one, I want to keep on going and doing more skin tones and faces because that's the most requested thing that people ask of me. And since I have a whole book of faces, I figured let's have some fun with that, and hopefully I can answer your questions that way. So if you guys have a specific page you'd love to see me work on in circle portraits, I'm taking requests. And I can do a flip of the book again later if you guys need to see it again. Let's see. Hello, Adri. Thanks for joining us, dear. Yep, I think I got everybody. All right, so we're gonna do also right behind this this little puffy sleeve here. I'm just gonna separate it a little bit and push that shoulder that's behind it back in space. And the way you do that is by making it just a slight bit darker. Now I'm very, very light on the pressure here. I don't want to make it too dark. So we're just making it a little bit darker and a little bit cooler. And that'll just push it back in space. Oh, great. So I'm really sorry about the noises outside. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I think somebody's doing some yard work. I wish I could schedule around. Like, I wish the neighborhood would let us know when that stuff is happening. Oh, good. I'm glad I make it easier. Yeah, I mean, you know, anything when you're first starting out and you're new to it, it can be really difficult and intimidating, but you know, it's one of those things where the more you do it, the better you get. And I strongly, strongly believe that anyone can learn as long as they practice. It doesn't matter where you start. You just have to keep doing it and you will get better and you will see some pretty incredible results with some time. But yeah, people can be an intimidating subject matter, so that's why I'm really happy to cover it with you guys, because I love drawing portraits. I think it's so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna leave this back sleeve without any of the darkness because I wanted to sort of kind of go back in space and oh, thank you. That's all right. It will be there. We've got plenty of copies, so all right. So I'm gonna put that color away. I think we're done with it. I'm gonna just deepen up some of the lighter areas just a little bit, and then I think we're maybe done with the blues. Good morning, Mark. Everybody, Mark is my boyfriend. We've been dating for a really long time, for about 9.5 years. I'm gonna make him a moderator too, even though he usually just pops in to say hello. Alright, there you go, babe. Oh, thanks, babe. Love ya. He's so supportive. It's so sweet. He's at work right now, so he shouldn't be talking. Oh, this this pencil is 903. um so I'm just gonna put a little bit of this color in the very lightest areas. So at this point I'm using barely any pencil pressure at all. I'm just letting the pencil glide across the paper and using just some small circular motions. And this is how I get a really soft look. Take care, babe. Have a great day at work. Bye. So sweet. All right. Yeah, that's a little better. And I also want to give this spot around her neck a little bit of color, but I don't. So this is tricky. I want it to be white. So white reflects color. So yeah, he's a sweetheart. I'm really, really lucky. So with white reflects color. So people ask me all the time, how do you do white objects? How do you do white objects, right? So for the white, the little lace collar here, I want to use a little bit of blue and a little bit of brown. And this will, because that's what's nearby, so it will reflect those colors and pick up those colors. And I'm going to mix them, hopefully, let's do a little test swatch. But I'm going to mix them hopefully in such a way that it almost looks gray. Let's see here. So this is the true blue color. This is 903. And whenever you're not sure about a mix or you're doing something a little risky, okay, so this is more muddy brown, that's right, because we've got two warm colors that we're mixing. So burnt ochre is a warm color and true blue is a warm color. So when you mix them together, you're going to get a warm brown. But that's okay for me because her skin is the closest object to the lace, and we're going to go so light. So hopefully it turns out pretty good. Let's give it a shot. So we're gonna go with, again, a really, really light hand. We want this to just be a hint of color, but I'm gonna soften this neckline. So I'm gonna just very, very gently, right along the edge where it meets her skin. I'm just gonna go and add a little bit of blue right here. I hope you guys can see it. It's kind of hard even for me to see. And then I'm going to go right around, and it's going to be just almost like an outline. And it's all these little details that add up and make it look realistic. most people, they skip this or they don't even think to put it, but it gives the lace a little bit more dimension. Okay, and then I'm also just right on the other side of that outline, also going to add some of this blue right onto her skin. This is going to be a shadow. Oh, little kids downstairs are being cute and playing. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I've got all kinds of noises happening in my apartment today. Usually my apartment is so quiet this time of the day, but it's hard to predict. All right. So now I'm going to cover it with the burnt ochre. So 943 is going to go down. And let me actually sharpen this because it's a really small spot, so I don't want to. Let's get it real good point on this here. That's better. Okay. Working with a dull point in a small area can be a little bit risky, so yeah, exactly. Oh, thanks, Debbie. I'm glad you're learning. Okay, so I'm gonna go right on over that. Now, I will leave a little hint of the blue on the white, but over this spot where her skin is, I want to go over that, warm it up, make it really nice and rich. And this will really give a very nice warm shadow, but it has a little of that blue in there still, so all this light is bouncing around and reflecting, and we're just trying to kind of make that happen on our drawing. So I'm pressing a little bit harder. I want more of this color than the blue. And I'm just going right above that line where the skin is and leaving the blue of the collar just how it is. All right, and I'm going to also deepen up this little spot right by her neck. This is the other shoulder. It's kind of foreshortened back there. All right, there we go. And so I'll zoom out just so you guys can see what we're up to. You see it gives it more depth there. Okay, so I think at this point I'd like to work. I think we're pretty much wrapped up on the clothing, which is good. I want to work on some small details on her, and then let's move on into the roses. So if you guys have a preference, should I do red or yellow roses for her hair and the one she's smelling? Put it in the chat. Let me know what we're up to. Thank you, Dee Dee. Okay, so but before we go there, so I'll give you guys some time to debate in the chat what you like, and I'm going to take votes. So the one with the most votes is going to win, because I'm okay with either color. So yellow or red roses. But before we do that, I'm going to just take my burnt ochre and do her eyebrows. She's almost like got no eyebrows here, so I'm just going to follow along with the excuse me, with the grayscale in the image and just add this right on over top. And I'm pressing fairly hard. I'm going to rotate it so that way it's easier. And I'm just doing short, small strokes in the direction of the eyebrow. All right, that helps. Excuse me. And then I'm going to do a small little shadow right under it. There we go. Oh, much better. Now she looks like she has an eyebrow. Oh, yellow is dominating. Look at that. All right, you guys, I think it may be decided considering how many people are in the chat. All right, yellow. Okay. So now we've got an eyebrow. I'm also going to work a little bit here on the hand. I'm just going to zoom in just a bit here just so we can see better what I'm up to. And I want to do a little bit more darkness right here under the fingernail of the thumb, just to give a little bit more depth. And now I'm going on into this finger here. We're just missing a little bit more darkness. I'm using the same color. We're just adding a little bit more depth. And you can see, like, when you start adding stuff together, you can see what's missing and what needs a little bit more depth. So now under her hand here, where the flat of her hand is, this will be more in shadow. And then over here, I think that's a little better. So we may add a lot more colors. Yellow it is, guys. Woo! We've decided. Okay. Thank you for your votes. That was really easy. No debate at all. Okay, so I'm going to leave this color out because I'm going to just jump right on into that rose there. And let's see what colors. I want it to be a warm yellow. I think. So what I do when I'm trying to pick colors, I just sort of swatch things out. I have a swatch book, but of course I don't use it. I do this. Look, I haven't even hardly used this color. Yeah, I think we're going to use it today. Let's see, how's this? Yeah, I'll try that. And then for the places. So I'm also grabbing a peachy skin tone color. And the reason why is for the places, we're doing color theory, right? So bounce light and all that. So the places where, excuse me, I have a scratchy throat. I'm probably going to get a drink soon. The places where her hand is touching the rose will have a little bit of reflected light. Sort of like how we did here. We're going to do another light effect on this rose here. So let's see. I think I'll grab that. And let's see. We've also got... Let's see. I'm also grabbing a cool color blue. This is a very warm yellow. I'm grabbing a cool color blue for the shadows. Yep. But before we get started, I'm going to grab another... Oh, yellow wins, guys. Before we go and... Oh, Brenda, I'm using the Prismacolors. I have the big set of 150, I think it is, the biggest set. Mark bought them for me for Christmas one year, and they're the largest set of pencils I have. So while I'm going to get a drink, I'll show you what colors I pulled so that way you can pull them too. But I will be using other colors in other videos. So I have 943, we've been using this guy a lot. And for the other skin tone, it's hard to see on camera, pick it up. Yeah, it's just the silver on the light color. It's 927. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what it is. Then we've got 940 here, 942. Yeah, I love them too. The Prismas are the ones I'm the most familiar with. I've been using them most of my life. So, and then we've got 1012 here. These are so hard to pick up on camera. And then for our contrasty shadowy color, we're going to use 1079. So while you guys pull those out, I'm going to go grab a drink so that my voice isn't so scratchy. I'll be right back here, actually. There we go. I'm going to pull a page out of Dee Dee's book there. All right, I'll be right back. Much better. All right, we're back. I feel much better. I only have polys, but in April. Oh, they're expensive there. You know, it's funny because polys are more expensive here. I will be using polys, I think, on the next video. I have a small set here. I'll show you guys before we jump back in. So I was gifted a set of 6 polys, and I tried them out and I love them. So, because you guys know I like to layer. So then I just bought a selection of what I thought was the best skin tones that I could tell from online swatches. So we will be using polys for a skin tutorial in the future. We can do that in the next one if you guys really want. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, Prismas aren't that expensive in comparison to the other brands here. And I think it's because they're just made here in the US. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why there's a price difference like that. Okay, so rose time. Now, I'm a little nervous about this, I will admit, because I'm actually not that great with flowers. So this is something that I'm going to be learning as we go as well. So hello, Dawn. So whenever I'm nervous about something, I tend to go for the shadow areas first. And the reason why is because in shadows, as long as they're dark, they can be the wrong color or a different color, and usually you can get away with it. You can either darken them up or, you know, erase a little bit and then add the color that you need. So I figure I'm going to start in the shadows first. Oh yeah, Adri, the Czech Republic. I sent a package to the Czech Republic, and it's taking forever to get there, and I'm like, you know, I feel bad for the customer. I don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to knock our postmen because they work really, really hard, but at the same time, you know, waiting like almost a month or over a month for a book, gosh, I feel so bad. Like, I wish there was something I could do, but you know, once it leaves my house, there's nothing else I can do. Hello, Dawn. Welcome. Let's see, did I miss anybody else? Hello, Shara. I don't know if I said hi, but hello. Oh, did she talk about it? Oh no. I feel so bad. It's like, you know, there's nothing I can do, but at the same time, like, you know, I can't control the mail, you know. So going in this little crevice here, with the 942. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. She talked about it. I hope she's all right. And then now I'm gonna grab some shadows in this spot here. Yeah, normally the post is very quick, and I spend a little bit more. What you guys pay in shipping is actually not the full price of shipping. I end up paying a lot of shipping out of my own pocket. But I do that because I understand like shipping is expensive, you know, so I take part of the cost on myself, and I do the shipping that's the quickest and the cheapest, but it's you know, that's what it is. Like uh yeah, normally, you know, normally the post is pretty quick, but to some countries, like I shipped a book to Sweden and it took 2 months to arrive, and that was during the holidays. So I thought maybe that was due to like customs or something getting bogged down, but yeah, I mean, you know, you can't really control the post. But I do want to give a shout out. Like our mailmen work so hard, all weather and all sorts of different like hazards and stuff like that. I walk my book orders to the post office every day, and you know, it's like I experience that weather too. Now it's just right down the street, so I can't really compare like my experience to theirs, but whew, it's a hard job. Oh, don't feel bad. Nope, don't feel bad one bit. No, I like walking to the post office. I think it's a good way to get out and get some exercise every day, and the ladies at the post office are so sweet. Like, I know I can schedule a pickup, you know, for the guy to come to my house, but there's this one postal lady at the counter, and she's actually a fan of my book. She has my book, and she's so funny. She's like asking me when the next YouTube video is up, and I don't think she comes to the chat, but I think she watches them later. And so shout out to you. But yeah, it's funny how she's like really super sweet. I like to go visit her and say hi. We talk about everything until a customer comes, and then I then I let her do her work. Let's see here. Oh, nice. Good tip, Joey. Uh-huh. Yeah, so I have a lot of respect for the mailmen all around the world, because it isn't an easy job. They dodge traffic and weather and dogs and all kinds of stuff just to get us our mail. So I really try and appreciate, even when they're late, I try and appreciate their work. But yeah, it's really a shame. Like I wish there was more I could do to speed up the packages that are slow. But unfortunately, it's a waiting game. And it's funny because I know you guys are waiting. Well, I'm waiting too. Like, I'm just gonna grab a scrap paper so I'm not dragging my hand all through this here. I'm just as anxious as you guys to get your book. Like, I want to see you get it, make sure it's safe and that it arrived well and nothing got hurt or damaged. So it's funny. Like, I'm just as anxious as you guys for you to get your book. So I'm just going through, and anywhere where I have grayscale, and I'm feeling very grateful for this light grayscale now. It's funny how like everybody has different areas where they have strength. So for me, flowers, I don't draw a whole lot of flowers, so it's something that makes me a little nervous when I go to do it. Let's see. Yeah, we like coupons in the US. Yep. Coupons and sales and um all kinds of stuff like that. Like I go to a discount store for my paper towels and household products. I go to a store that's like a membership. You know, you pay a fee and then you go, and everything is so much cheaper there than at a regular store. So yep, we like our sales. Okay, so we're working in the shadows. I think it's doing okay. So now I want to add this color into the shadows of her hand. We're just going to add just a little bit just to warm it up and make it really like a golden peachy color. And so this is the bounce light, reflected light. Her skin will absorb and pick up a lot of the color from the rose. So we're just going and add in this layer. And that's why we didn't burnish the hand. We really want to make sure we have enough paper there left to handle layers for the reflected color. So I'm just going right along in the shadows, right along where the rose is, and just adding this. And I'm pressing fairly hard now, so it may burnish at this point. But it adds a lot without really being overtly yellow. And if it were a red rose, I would add some pink in here. If it were, you know, a blue rose, I would add some light blue. So it depends on the color that the rose is, of course, the reflected color would be. Okay, so this is an area of like pure highlight, right? So I'm going to add just a slight bit, and we're actually going to get rid of that line with either a white gel pen or a white gouache at the end. So I'm really leaving plenty of paper texture for that to happen. And then down here, we're going to add some color. And that's why I left this little bare spot here. I really want this to glow with yellow. So just like that earring on her cheek, we're going to really give it a good yellow glow here. And it makes a huge difference. No problem, Suze. Alright, so, oh, wait, right here. This little spot. There we go. And right here. Alright. So yeah, it really warms it up. It's subtle, but it makes a big difference. Okay. So now, since we're doing reflected light, let's do the peachy color on the rose. So I'm grabbing 927, and we're gonna go right near the hand here. Now this may be so subtle most people won't even notice, but again, it's all about the small details that all add up to a big impact. So many people, even if they don't notice this, will subconsciously understand that this is reflected light. So this is in the highlights here. I'm just adding some layers of this peach that we're going to make pretty dark, but let's add just a little bit, just along the shadow. Okay. So I think we're done with that. So now I'm moving into the jasmine color, the 1012. This guy here. I'm going to sharpen it up a little bit. That's better. You guys notice I don't use like super sharp pencils, but for these small little areas of detail, it's a lot easier to get a slightly sharper pencil. So now I'm just going to work through, I'm blending out the areas that were super dark that we put down with the, what's this again, 942 yellow ochre. Oh, well, you can skip the reflected light if that's something that you feel like you're not ready for. That's totally fine. It's just something that I wanted to show in this particular page because it's a good opportunity. There's a lot going on that can really lend itself to that. So, and right now I'm skipping the outer parts of the petals. We're just working on the shadow spots. Once we get it to where we want it, then we can work in the light areas. So I'm just blending out and using circular motions to sort of like go in from the dark shadows we put down. But I'm leaving a little bit of that peachy color. And again, many people may not recognize it as peach or even notice that it's there. But I'm telling you, it's a big difference. If you were to have that yellow or some other color, it wouldn't have the same effect. Same like if we hadn't put the yellow in, it wouldn't feel as melded. Yeah, or even you can lighten some up with an eraser. I know it won't come up completely, but if something's too dark, an eraser does work. Let's see. Do I have? Yeah. I prefer for erasing colored pencil. I prefer this guy here. Hello, Lizette. Welcome. Okay, let me just show you what I'm talking about. So it doesn't pull it up completely, but say you've gone like now this you may not be able to. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, it's just gonna smear and smudge around. You can maybe get it with an electric eraser. It will pull up though a lot of the color. Let me just clean this off. So, but like this type of color, you can definitely pull up, and you just have to be careful. So the top layers are pretty much gone there. So you know, like Prismas, even though they do stain the page, they will come up with a little bit of work to like a certain point. Let's see, we were using jasmine. And, oh wait, I think we were over here. Yeah. So again, just blending the darker yellow into this lighter yellow. Just a little bit more there. Now let's go into this little spot. Yay! Lisette, you were featured in our Facebook group yesterday, I think. That was really cool. I do like features on the banner. Well, I don't actually do them. My dear admin, Ricky Kristen, she does it, and she's so good at it. It's funny, I used to do them when the group first started. It was me. And it was like one of my favorite things to do every day. I would go and pick somebody and put it on the banner. But, excuse me, over time, Ricky, I guess she just wanted to pick it up. And And yeah, she's doing a good job. Let's see here. Yeah, she asked me, she's like, can I do that? And I was like, of course you can. Why not? So now it's a surprise every day. I'm not sure what she's going to pick. So she didn't tell me ahead of time. I'm like you guys, I just find out when it happens. It's great. Yeah. That's great. Oh yeah, Shara. Unfortunately, I didn't do that with mine. My my sale is a true, so like my book price is the true price, you know what I mean? The and so when I put on a sale, I'm basically making little to no profit. But that's okay for me. I was just really super happy that day, and that's why I put on a sale because I was like, just feeling great and wanting to spread it around. But for me, I'm not a big corporation trying to like my book and the book and all the pages I make. This is just a hobby for me. I have a day job, so when I do those pages and books, it's just because I love it and I just want to share my work with you guys. So I'm not a big company trying to make a ton of money. I just want to make sure I break even. um, but yeah, the big companies, yeah, they do inflate prices, and so then you almost have to wait until there's a sale because otherwise you're gonna get ripped off, which is a shame. Yeah, it was the second time you were featured. I think the first time I did it, didn't I? Or was Ricky doing it at that point? I can't remember. Got a little speck of something there. Let's just see. Yeah, I'm not sure, Lizette. I can't remember if it was me. Oh yeah, sure. I'm aware. I'm just explaining how little guys do it. um, but yeah. All right. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm just gonna burnish out the lighter areas. Yeah, it was me with the bunnies. That's right. I remember. That was right before I think she asked to take over. So I'm just sharpening this color here. Okay, so we have 940. And I'm just going to go in so this spot is peach, you know, we don't really want to add too much of this to it, but in all these little light areas here, I'm just going to add this light sand color. Uh-huh. Yep, went with yellow pickle. Yeah, sharpening, I know, right? It's a little tight spot. That's okay. Oh, thank you, Shara. It's funny you say that. Um, some people like it and some people don't. I get all kinds of comments. But I'm glad you like it. I really can't help my voice, so it is what it is. Yay, Pickle! Thanks for joining us. Alright. So just getting in the light areas and just sort of working that out. Oh, thanks. Yeah, we do that because it's hard to compete with the bulk manufacturers, Lisette. Like, my book is already pretty expensive comparatively to, like, say, someone who does, like, massive amounts of printing, like Joanna Basford, for example. Um, so, and it's just because, like, when you go to print anything, they give you a quantity discount. So the more you print, the cheaper it is. So of course she's printing millions and millions of books. It's going to be cheaper for her than it is for me who only prints a couple hundred, you know? So, yeah, it's unfortunate that we have to undervalue in order to compete. But if I made my book any more expensive, then people would surely complain. I already get complaints about the shipping price, which again, you know, you can't really control that. So yeah, it is what it is. But you know, I'm really happy. There's something really um, amazing about doing coloring books that, like, I've done art my whole life and I've done all kinds of things. I've done commissions and gallery shows and all kinds of things. I used to teach. So, like, I have a lot of experience in the art world, but this is the first time in my life when I really, um, it's like I don't even care if I make money. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just having so much fun seeing what people do. And I think it's because I love the collaborative nature of it and how, like, it's a surprise what you're gonna get when you publish a book. You don't know what pages are gonna get colored. You don't know what people are gonna do with the pages. So on the I'm just gonna explain what I'm doing. So on the white tops of the petals, I'm just going in and with this sand color doing like the underside, like the curl under. I'm just sort of adding this to that area there. But yeah, it's I don't know how to explain it. It's so thrilling every time someone posts a collab with me. So I do it for the love of it. Oh yeah, Jody. So you don't talk at all in your videos. Um, okay, so I'm gonna do that to this guy here. Yeah, I'm a chatterbox. I talk all the time. And it's funny because Mark is so quiet. And when we first started dating, I would always apologize. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry I'm talking all the time, you know, like, and I thought I wasn't giving him enough space to talk to. And so then I would go quiet. And he's like, no, I love it when you talk a lot. I don't talk at all, really. So it's nice to hear you talk. So we complement each other really well that way. He's such a sweet, quiet guy. Um, he's not really shy. He's just kind of quiet. And of course he does talk when he needs to, but it's funny. Like we go on trips together in the car and I'm just chatting away and he's just driving, listening. Yeah. Shara, retail therapy for sure. Um, yeah, Jody, you have a nice voice. Yeah, you should definitely talk. I mean, if you want to. You know, if you don't want to, then obviously do your thing. Do you. Let's see what else is there. Yeah, Shara, I love the coloring community. I love the collaboration. I love how we all share ideas and help each other. I love, you know, the color alongs are so cool, seeing the same page done in different ways. It's like there's so many ways to interpret one art, you know, one piece of art. And so I love all that. And then, of course, I love, you know, the collaborations between me and other people. And um, yeah, it's just amazing. So, and of course, all the friends you make. It's just such a great community. Yep. Cool. Only Is that you're the chatty patty? That's so cute. I think chatty is fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. Huh. Yeah, I haven't heard you chat that much either, Jody. I'll have to go and check out your latest video and hear your voice. So yeah, everybody go and subscribe to each other's channels and check each other out. This is an amazing community. Okay, so we've got the underside. Motor mouth. Oh, that's cute. I wasn't called anything, but I could tell that I talk too much. You know how like people like get that glaze over look in their face like after you talk too long? Yeah, I get that all the time. Luckily not with Mark, but some people, you know, they just you just look at them and you're like, "Oh, they're not listening anymore." And then you know you've gone too long. That's okay though. It is what it is. Everybody's different. Okay, so now we have most of the rows, I think, pretty much there. But welcome back, Susie. You know what I'm talking about. Sure. So now for just the very edges where you can still see the line art, right? So I'm going to make the line art I'm going to try anyway to make the line art disappear. Yeah, you know that face where you're like chatting and chatting, and then all of a sudden like so you can just like look at somebody and you can tell like they've gone to another place, like they're daydreaming about something else because they don't want to listen anymore. Oh goodness. Yeah. Oh, that happens to me. So let me just make sure here. This might be a little too warm. Let me see if I have a different color brown. Oh yeah, this is better. Okay, so we're gonna use this guy here. So for the shadows. Oh, thank you, Dawn. I hope you have a great day too. For the shadows, I'm going to use this 941 light umber. And again, look, she's a dull one too, so I'm going to sharpen this one up just a little bit. All right, there we go. Oh, well, we got more than we asked for, but that's fine. Okay, so here's the tricky part. You want to add shadows and you want to make those lines disappear, but you don't want to go too heavy and then it'll start to look like a dead rose because we're using brown. So this is a really tricky thing. What I do when I'm doing a tricky bit is I start in the darkest spot so I can just see how it all is starting to work together. So I'm going to go down here and right against her skin here. And I'm not pressing that hard. Now moving on over. So anywhere where there's a line. Now the outer outlines I'm going to probably get rid of with, again, a gel pen or white gouache. So we don't have to worry about that too much. So really selectively, we're just working that in. Oh, take care, Dawn. I hope you have a great day. Uh-huh. Now I'm going to go on over here. So again, we can see this outline. So I'm just going to give it a little shadow. And this is where the depth and dimension comes from, but we want to be careful. It's a very... Yellow's a tricky color, but I'm glad you guys had me do it because this is a great way to help you out. Any other color will be a lot easier. Because yellow we have to use brown. Really easy to make it look like it's dying. But with, like, say a red rose, you would use a darker red here. For blue, you know, you'd use like a darker blue and so forth. So this is actually a really good color to pick for this because it's probably the hardest. So we're just going right along the edge here, just softening up that line and making it disappear. Yeah, friendship color, yeah. Oh, an egg wash, no. Gouache, here, I'll show you. White gouache. So this is the gouache I use a lot, and this is an opaque watercolor. So it goes over, you just have to be careful not to burnish the paper, and it'll go right on over it. And it's like a gel pen, but I feel like it's actually more opaque and brighter than a gel pen. So I've been using it more often now than gel pens. But when I first started coloring, it was Katrine, lovely Katrine, rest in peace, who gave me the idea to use gel pens to get rid of the outlines. I miss her so much. If you don't know Always Coloring, she was a lovely lady in the community, and her YouTube channel is still up. So I would go and check her out. She was so sweet, and we were friends, and she would give me all these great hints, especially when I was first starting to color. In the past I've always used paint, like acrylic paint or watercolor or oil paint, so I wasn't really a dry media lady, so I didn't know all the tricks, you know. But over the past year and a half, I've really learned so much from the whole community, not just her. But yeah, she gave me a lot of help and told me a lot of really great hints. Yeah, I miss her. Yeah, I think everybody still does. It's such a hard thing when someone's so young. But anyway, I'm bringing the whole chat down. Sorry. Whenever I think about her, I still feel the same. Okay, so yeah, this is really starting to come together. Okay, let's keep going. So I'm using it on just the other side of the outline, so I'm not going into the white. And we're gonna go along here. But yeah, Katrine would want us to have fun and enjoy it still. There was a time when I stopped coloring for a while, but I realized that that's like the exact opposite of what she would want, so I forced myself, and now I'm back at it. She would want us to really keep going and celebrate the community and have fun, so I try and remember that and do that. All right, you too, Brenda. Yeah, remembering is a great thing. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is. And it's not as hard as it used to be. Alright, we're almost there. With this brown. Okay, so there are a couple spots where we'll want to use the white gouache at the end. Like namely this guy here and all along this edge here where it meets her nose. You want to eat the rose? Is it made out of butter? Nom nom. Yeah. So the other thing. Oh, frosting. That's what she's actually gonna do, guys. She's not smelling it. She's actually gonna go and take a big bite out of it. Oh my goodness, you guys crack me up. Okay. Now we're gonna do something that might be a little scary, but we're gonna dive in and do it. So we did reflected light on her hand, and that was, you know, not too scary. But now I'm gonna do it on her face. So this is gonna be one of those things. Okay, so let me just make sure I've got the right color. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna use 1012 here. Yeah, I mean, it's coming up on Easter, you know. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead on into just the spots on her nose in the shadow, so right along here, along her nostril. And then, oh, this is so scary, but I have to do it. Okay, so right here on her upper lip, and I'm barely touching the paper, but it does add a little something. I think you can see it. And then right along the edge, and I'm just gently doing this. You can go overboard really easy here, so if you want to skip this part, you're welcome to. But I just wanted to show you guys how to approach it. I'm almost shaking. It's a little scary to do, but it does add a lot. Okay, a little bit more down here. And I'm going to add it in this shadow here because it's facing her her cheek there. That's not as scary to do. And then right down here under her lip. Let's actually add more depth and dimension to her mouth too. All right. What do you think, guys? Is that good? Frosting. So funny. Well, you could please, by all means, do your thing. There we go. Okay. And now, because we added all this warmth, I'm going to add a warm color to her lips. Let's see. So I grabbed almost like a, oh yeah, it's a pumpkin orange actually. So this is 1032. And I'm just going to go in to just the darkest spots. And just, now I'm bringing this over into the warm spectrum because we have it right next to this warm yellow. I don't want to add yellow into her lips because then it will really make it look orange. But by adding some of this really dark orange to just the edge, it gives it a little bit more of a glow. And actually I'll do that right here too on the darkest spot. Yeah, I don't know. And she's got one in her hair, so that's gonna be a mess. We have to do that one next. That's great. The cake is just off camera. You know, it's off of the drawing, but it's right below her. Okay, so let's pull out just so you can see the whole thing overall together. So we've got one of them down. I should do the little stem. Let's see, what color do you want the stem? Let's grab my other roll. Let's see. Okay. Thank you, Kat. You're welcome, Joey. Yeah, I am, whoa, too much. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was actually an art teacher, a long time ago. I used to teach private classes, and, I used to teach workshops a lot, so, I have that background, and I'm happy to share what I know with you. So I'm sharpening again. We've got a lot of sharpening going on, you guys. Okay, let's cover that up so I don't mess her face up. And I'm going to use 1091 green ochre. So this is like a brownie green. It's not really a bright green, but considering the other colors in the drawing, I don't want to use a really vibrant green. And we're gonna just do the shadow with this guy. And then I'm going to switch over to kelp green. This is 1090. And we're gonna do the top bit. So this is a little bit more bright, but it's a really dark color, so I'm using light pressure. Alright, and for this little end here, I'm just going to press kind of hard here and just give it a little saturation, like so. Alright, and then for the very top, we're going to bring in some of that yellow that we were using, so let's use 1012 Jasmine. And you guys know I like to kind of mix in the colors from other spots of the drawing into new areas, new colors. There we go. Alright, so let's zoom out just so we see what we're doing there. Yep, it's green, but it's not like knock your socks off green. Okay, so now let's go on into the one in her hair. we've got this guy here. So we're going to use the same palette of colors. We won't need these greens anymore. I can put them away. All right. So I'm going to be using the same colors. Which one is the darkest again? Here we go. The yellow ochre. Let me actually adjust this a little bit. That way I can. There we go. All right. So this one's trickier. I feel like the other one was easier. But I started with the one that I felt more comfortable doing, and now moving, like now that I have some more experience with these colors, I can move on into the one up top. Thank you, Jody and Debbie, and Kat. Thanks, ladies. Are you a messy cake eater? Okay, you guys. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm stalling, so let's get going. So I'm going to start in a dark spot. So here we'll do right here. I hope you guys can see this okay. Mm-hmm. So we're doing the darks first. Same method. We're going to do the same thing. This time though with a more open rose. So I have some grayscale on the page. I don't know if it's easy to see or not, but I'm just following along that for now with this dark yellow color. Jody. Yeah, I mean, I used to do that when I was a kid too, but I haven't worn cake in a while. That's great though. I love the enthusiasm. You guys are making me hungry. Okay, so I'm gonna go down here and just sort of edge out this petal. Okay, so moving on up. I'm gonna go to this guy. Oh, pickle. Oh no, Adri, you don't like it. Yeah, I guess if you're not used to sweets, it can be very overwhelming.